Tattoos. The process of tattooing was born with sailors, bikers, and gangs, but is now a worldwide art form that more and more people are joining in on and are accepting. Tattoos struggle in the workplace and thrive in the military. They can have personal meanings.
Love, strength, and beauty with 3 little birds. It's for my sister. She had 2 severe head concussions and suffers from occipital neuralgia.
The one on my foot is mainly for my healing of child abuse.
And or just look cool to the living canvas that wears it. Just know that people's stories are more than just skin deep, and tattoos are not as bad as society used to once portray them as.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
I'm just going to ask you some business-related questions about tattoos and what you feel being a business owner. Tell us a little bit about your business first.
I own a window tinting business, so for me, going back to the question that you just asked, to me, hiring someone with tattoos doesn't change, the way they work or the way they are. Whether you're a good worker or a bad worker, tattoos has no play in that. So for me, it's okay. You have tattoos, cool.
So, do you feel like that is a more modern answer compared to what most business owners feel, or do you think that only relates to your business?
I think it goes with the business. Like I said, I think depending on what business you're in, I think if you are more customer service representatives or you're out there more gearing towards seeing more people, a lot of my workers are more behind the scenes. You don't see as much. So for me, it's a little different on who I can choose and who I can't. But I would say that, depending on what type of business you're in, tattoos can definitely play a different.
Do you feel like in the hiring process, when you're going through people, do tattoos ever really affect what you think about hiring them or not at all?
Business, I would say that the people who have tattoos are a lot different. Considered if you're going against someone who's in customer service, it's a lot different. My guys are mostly behind the scenes, so me looking at tattoos is fine. But like I said, if there's anything that's inappropriate or shouldn't be there, I'm going to question it. If there's a good enough reason or can back it up good enough, then maybe I'll let it slide.
Hi, my name's Anya.
My name's Rachel.
Thank you for doing this interview today.
You're welcome.
Okay, I have a few questions for you about tattoos in the workplace. But first, I would like you to tell me about what you do.
I work as a resident director in Lenape Hall. I supervise a building of 320 beds. It's co-ed by door, which means that males and females reside one next to each other. I supervise a staff of 6 resident advisors and 12 desk receptionists.
Wow, that's a lot of people. So, you are part of the hiring process when it comes to desk workers and RA staff, correct?
Yes.
So when you have these people coming in and you're looking at their resumes and their interviewing process, is it a big problem if they have tattoos, in your opinion?
Well, it's not a huge problem for me because I do work with students, so I do understand that many of them do have tattoos. But then again, a lot of students do frequently interact with parents, so that could set off a bad impression. I don't mind tattoos as long as they aren't visible in professional clothing, being collar shirt up to the neck, down long sleeves, and longer pants. That doesn't really bother me if any are under there.
What would you consider an inappropriate or tattoo that you would not hire someone for having?
Anything with vulgar language or anything related to drinking or smoking, doing drugs, etc. We also encourage our desk receptionists and RAs to not wear any types of shirts that say anything like that too, so I don't think it's an unfair thing to say that you can't have any tattoos.
Well, that's all we have for you today. Thank you for doing this again.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Rosa Valicki, and today we are interviewing ESU students about their opinions and perspective of tattoos.
I guess that they're creative.
Tattoos on a guy, I'm like, ooh, bad boy type.
I think they're artistic.
My first thought that comes to my mind is what story lies behind each of that person's tattoos.
When I see someone with a tattoo, I think they're a rebellious thug.
When I see someone with tattoos, I think they are creative.
I think it's like artwork, like a canvas.
I think that some girls can definitely pull off having a tattoo, and then some girls get it in really weird areas or areas that are questionable, and to be honest, kind of makes you look trashy. But for the most part, they're not a big deal.
Do you think having tattoos jeopardizes your job opportunity?
Yes. just gives them a bad look.
You think people discriminate people with tattoos?
I do think so.
For instance, I have the inside of my lip tattooed, and I got this because I don't want it to affect me, like not being able to get a job later in life, because I want to be a news anchor and you can't be covered in tattoos on TV.
As being an athletic trainer, yes, definitely, because they would not hire me if I had a full arm of tattoos.
My job, no, but if it's a professional atmosphere, then I think it could, unless you cover it up with stage or something like that.
I think yes, because then people are looking at what's on your body instead of what work you're putting forth.
And also, like, my dad, he has tattoos all over him, and it's beautiful, so I decided to let my body be a canvas as well and express that beauty.
I have 2 tattoos, one on my back, which I got in memory for my sister, and I got it there because it's wings, so that way it represents something, and it makes sense to have it on your back, since we get wings. Then I have one on my leg, it's my entire leg, so I got that just because I wanted it there, and it doesn't really matter. So, yeah.
I have one tattoo on my left shoulder. It's a Dr. Seuss quote. It says, "Why fit in when you're born to stand out?" Because I was bullied ever since I was little, so it just gives me a reminder that I don't need to listen to what people say.
And I got my tattoo for my grandma. She used to read me a little kid book called Ferdinand the Fool every night before I went to bed. And when she passed away 2 years ago, on her year anniversary, I got the tattoo for respect for my grandma.
Have you ever wanted to get a tattoo even though you're diabetic?
I would love to get a tattoo, but I can't because your blood sugar has to be really, really controlled in order to get one, and mine's not. And if I were to get one, it wouldn't heal at all. Like I've tried to get my ears pierced and my second hole would just not close at all, so I couldn't get it done.
If I were to get a tattoo, it would just keep bleeding. So obviously now we know that being diabetic, there are major concerns that come along with getting a tattoo.
There are also many regrets with tattoos. That is why there is laser tattoo removal. It takes many sessions and is highly painful. If you don't want to endure the pain, then there is also tattoo cover-ups, which is slightly less painful, but you will still have a permanent tattoo on your body.
In the U.S., it is a law that you have to be 18 or older to step foot in a tattoo parlor or have a parent with you. There are more than 21,000 tattoo parlors in the U.S., and tattoo artists get paid, on average, $40,000 a year. You can get a tattoo in white, the most painful, color, the second most painful because of the shading, and the traditional black and white. Did you know there are many famous people with tattoos as well, like Teddy Roosevelt, Thomas Edison, Winston Churchill, and George Orwell.
Rick Dennis is the most tattooed person in the world. He is 100% fully covered in tattoos. He does have a wife and kid and actually models as well. He said he did it to show his true self, not to just be different.
$1.65 billion is spent annually on tattoos in the U.S. The military has the highest tattoo staff percentage. In 13 countries, you can be fined or arrested for having certain illegal, religious, or discriminating tattoos. 6 in 10 people think that others are less attractive when they have tattoos. 76% of people feel tattoos would hurt their job opportunities. 73% of people would hire tattooed people.
Now
how do you see tattoos?
Yeah.
I think I want a tattoo today. I think I want a tattoo today. I think I want a tattoo today. Transfer burn my inner pain to my outer frame. I block it out.